Now, it's still the world's most valuable company, but Apple has just posted its worst set of financial results in years. Its revenue has fallen for the first time in more than a decade as sales of most of its key products slowed down. TRT World's Azhar Sukri is taking a look at why.
This is iPhone 7.
The honeymoon after the launch of Apple's latest flagship product, the iPhone 7, may be well and truly over. The iPhone has turbo-boosted the company's fortunes over the last 9 years, but this phase in the company's growth looks like it's coming to an end.
It is my top 5 reasons why you should not buy the brand new iPhone 7 or 7 Plus.
Many online reviewers like this guy have complained that the new product has only made small incremental improvements to its predecessor. And customers have been voting with their wallets. Latest results show profits fell by 14% over the 12 months to the end of September, and total sales fell 8% to $216 billion. That's the first full-year drop in revenues since 2001.
That's iPod. I happen to have one right here in my pocket, matter of fact. There it is, right there.
And 15 years ago this week, Apple's late co-founder Steve Jobs launched the iPod. That product revolutionized not just Apple, but the entire music industry, and eventually became the launchpad for the iPhone. And the services that products like the iPod and iPhone come with that allow users to buy and stream music, make payments, or store data are now growing faster than the sale of Apple's hardware. Company executives have been spinning this shift as a good thing for investors. They say it makes long-term growth more predictable than relying on the swings and roundabouts of annual product launches. For the moment, those launches are continuing. Apple's due to unveil a new MacBook computer this week, but it may be some time before it finds another product that has an impact anywhere near as great as the iPhone. Azhar Sukri, TRT World.
Well, Azhar is now in the studio with me to talk more about this. Azhar, by services, we're talking about App Store products, aren't we? We're talking about iCloud, Apple Music, and the App Store itself as well. So how big is this division?
It's actually the second biggest division after the iPhone itself, and it's growing phenomenally quickly. It was up 24%, as a matter of fact. Revenues from services came in at about $6.3 billion. Put that into context, that's actually bigger than Facebook's entire ad revenues for the second quarter of $6.2 billion. Its finance chief, Luca Maestri, said that if services were spun off and if it was a standalone company, it would be a Fortune 100 company. So it just gives you an idea of the scale of this thing and where Apple's going with it, really.
As far as the hardware is concerned, there are broader worries about the market itself. We know that Samsung had awful problems with its Note 7, obviously a recall and subsequently a dissolution of it. What's been Apple's response from that? Because you would assume that it would be trying to taking advantage of it, wouldn't it?
You absolutely would. And in fact, they haven't been able to. All the reports we've been hearing are that their supplies are very, very tight.
Of the larger model,
the larger model of the the 7 Plus, sorry, up to about 8 weeks in some cases. So you could argue that perhaps they're actually managing this supply, perhaps deliberately keeping it fairly tight.
To keep some of that traditional Apple allure, right?
That's exactly it.
And as far as the company itself is concerned, we do know that their cash pile is huge. They are sitting on an awful lot of capital that they could be investing. What are they likely to do with that? Where do you see that sort of investment going?
Yeah, again, Tim Cook was questioned about this in the analyst call. Cash currently has about $238 billion. That was actually...
Pocket change, right?
Yeah, exactly. $231 billion in the previous quarter. You know, Apple were actually looking at Time Warner before AT&T came along and snapped it up for $85 billion. Tim Cook not ruling out any large-scale acquisitions going forwards. Hard to see exactly what they're going to buy, but they are looking.
Well, investors and customers, no doubt, keeping a close eye on that one. Azhar, many thanks.